Answer me this. What do your children feel when you walk into the room? When I walk through the door, what changes? Not for me, for them. What changes in their world when they see me? Do they light up? Do they relax? Do they move towards me? Or do they pause for a second and check what version of dad has come home? This is something you and I must have on our radar. With the kids getting older, their feedback isn't just going to be verbal, it's going to be physical too. If you create distance unintentionally, well, they're going to feel it, see it, and their guards are going to go up. Welcome back to Answer Me This, part of Fatherhood in Focus from the Modern Fatherhood Club. I'm Aidan O'Driscoll, father of two, speaker, and founder of the Modern Fatherhood Club. Now, I started this movement because I believe something has to change. Modern fatherhood has changed, but our preparation hasn't. Today, we're expected to be more present, more supportive, more emotionally available, and more involved than ever before. Yet most of us, well, we're expected to just figure it out as we go. We're expected to see what's on the horizon and plan for it, even when we're not totally clear on what's expected of us or what we need to do to meet the needs of those we love the most. We prepare for exams, we prepare for careers, we prepare for marriage. But the greatest leadership role most men will ever have is often the one we're least prepared for. That's why the Modern Fatherhood Club exists. Our mission is simple: preparing fathers, strengthening families, changing the future. Because every child deserves a prepared father. Not a perfect one, but a prepared one. Everything we create, from this podcast to our free resources, the ultimate new dad toolkit, our programs, and our community, is all built around one promise: helping you become the father your children need and the man that your family deserves. Now, if you've listened or watched before, you know the deal. Every week on Answer Me This, I ask you one question. Not because there's always a perfect answer, but because the questions you and I avoid are the ones that shape the fathers we become. Not just that, but every answer changes how you think. And how you think, well, that changes how you show up. So, answer me this. What do your children feel when you walk into the room? Because your children, they don't experience your intentions, they experience your energy. And those are two very different things. I used to think fatherhood was about what I did: providing, protecting, teaching, guiding, being there. But the older I get, the more I realise something. Children, well, they remember feelings, not explanations, not intentions, feelings. The feeling of safety, the feeling of connection, the feeling of being seen, the feeling of knowing dad is really here. And that's a challenge that you and I face today. I'm busy. Life is chaotic. Do I get that moment to rest with two boys and an incredible wife, a busy career, and a mission that I'm working on? But those are choices, right? I choose to have a busy career. I've chosen to try my hand at creating something I believe adds value, not just to my family, but hopefully yours too. But as the boys are getting older, I can see it. I'll pick them up from school. It's been a long day for all of us. School, work, clubs, the summer heat. We all need to slow down. Because when we do, well, our children have an opportunity to build memories. And see, those memories, well, they evoke emotion. They create the feelings of warmth, the feeling of safety, the feeling of connection, the feeling of being seen, feeling heard, feeling listened to, the feeling of knowing that dad is here in the room and he's engaged. That's what our children need. I've spoken a lot about pressure. The pressure of work, the pressure of providing, the pressure of trying to become something more. The pressure that a new dad feels trying to balance family, work, expectations, giving his partner what she needs, building a bond with his new baby. As a dad, well, the pressure increases over time. It creates this weight that can hold you back. And pressure, well, it has a funny way of leaking. Not through words, through energy. After a long day, well, the energy is going to be low. My tone changes. My patience shortens. Sometimes the laughter, I just don't have time for it. Not because I don't want to, but because there's so much to do. In their world, it's food, TV, shower, stories, bed. In my world, it's moving from one thing to the next. Work, pick up, dinner prep, finding a moment to listen, back to work, more. You see, that all creates conflict, right? It all distorts the balance that we are desperately trying to establish. In those moments, well, unintentionally, I can become quieter, more distant, more focused on what needs doing next. Not what they need, just what needs to be done. And I know my boys feel it immediately, because children are experts at reading emotional weather. They know long before you say a word. They know whether you are here or whether dad's body is here and his mind is somewhere else. And that's where we've got to find the balance to assert the control, not over them, but over the way that you show up. That tone cannot change. That energy cannot drop. That patience cannot be short. And you need to be zeroed in on what's needed in those moments. Our children can see the load we carry. It's not a physical load, but an emotional one. But the byproduct of that load is the loss of connection, the lost moments to build memories, the change in the atmosphere in your home. So I've got to ask you something. When your children come running towards you, what do they find? Presence, distraction, curiosity, urgency, connection, correction? And here's the difficult one. Have you become so focused on building a future that you've become unavailable in the present? But this isn't designed to make you feel bad. It's not designed to undermine your role or the impact that you're having. But we've got to sense check where we are. What's influencing us? What's influencing us when they need us most? Because when your son or daughter is just toddling about and they see dad, they see this giant of a man. His expression will set the tone for that first interaction. His voice will bring them closer, or maybe they'll keep their distance. See, dad is everything to them when they're small. But as they get older, they read you. They feel that tension. They feed off your frustration. They'll meet fire with fire. Now, a 9 and a 6-year-old, they see it. They feel it. But what's interesting about my eldest, he's going to tell you. He's not doing it to push your buttons, but he'll read the mood as you enter the room. He's perceptive like that. What's more interesting, though, is that he'll play on it. He'll say things just to get a reaction. He'll test your patience, not to piss you off, but to try and bond. He is trying to shake you out of that mood. He knows how to wind you up, but he also knows that from time to time, dad or mum, what they're actually after is a bit of warmth. That feeling only your kids can give you. You see, you can't get it right every time, but you've got to be aware of how they see you and how they feel. You need to be clear on the influences that are hindering your ability to connect. Because you and I, well, we only get so long and then they're gone. No longer able to sit on your lap or snuggle to your chest. The world outside will whisk them away before you've had a chance to react, or even have a chance to step in and hold them close. That's why you've got to be clear on how they feel when you walk into the room. Your children don't need your best day. They need access to you on the ordinary ones, because it's those days when they can relate to you. They can feel part of your world, know who you really are. You see, we're afforded so many opportunities to build a stronger bond with our children. The question is, are you taking them? Are you leaning in, or are you leaning away? Your children, they do need to see the best and the worst of you. They need you, and that's all that matters. They'll react to the way you show up in their world. If you're cold, well, expect them to push your buttons. If you're full of energy, expect them to meet you halfway. If you hold back, well, expect them to do the same. If you treat them with respect, they'll mirror it. If you're shouting, well, they're going to mirror that too. I'm not saying that you need to be perfect. You just need to be conscious of what they're seeing and how that can shape so much of how they see the world and their place in it. Because here's what I've learned. Children don't remember how stressed you were. They remember how it felt to be around you when you were stressed. That's the lesson. Not what you're carrying, but how it lands. And when pressure builds, Well, it changes the emotional climate of the home. The silence, the frustration, the distance, the lack of patience, the lack of laughter, the feeling that dad is somewhere else. I've done it, and every dad that's probably listening to this has done it. The question isn't whether it happens. The question is whether you notice, whether you can interrupt it before it takes hold. And if it does throw you off, and they see that other side, whether you can repair, whether you can come back, whether you can make amends for the missed opportunity. This is about investing in their future. The work you do now, well, it's going to shape how they prioritize and shape how they value themselves in a world looking to dull our enthusiasm and zest for creativity and life. When I think about my boys, I don't want them remembering a provider. I don't want them remembering a man chasing that next thing. I want them remembering the smile, the energy, the laughter, the calm, the feeling that no matter what happened in their world, dad was always available. Dad was always home. Dad was always there. He knew when to listen. He knew when we needed picking up. He knew what to say, or not what to say in the moments when we needed him most. This isn't about physically being available. It's about being emotionally available. And I've realized the greatest gift that I can give my boys is not success. It's regulation, it's calm, it's attention, it's time. It's choosing to put the world down for 10 minutes. It's choosing to enter their world before I drag them into mine. It's creating a second part of the day, a moment where work stops, pressure pauses, and dad arrives, because connection isn't built in grand gestures. It's built in the ordinary moments that are repeated often. So one day, your children won't remember what was on your mind. They'll remember whether they were on it, and whether you leaned in or leaned away, and whether you were ready to be what they needed in the moment, or whether you were distracted, reserved, and distant. So answer me this. What do your children feel when you walk into the room? Safety, pressure, connection, distance? Because whatever they feel consistently, it becomes their normal. And that feeling may shape their entire life. That's today's conversation. If there's one thing I'd love you to take away, it's this. They're not going to remember every word you said. They're going to remember how you made them feel. They'll remember whether you were present, whether you listened, and whether you kept showing up. And that's why this work matters. So as always, write it down, dive into the detail, create something so powerful and unique that you cannot wake up and not move toward it. Remember, you are working to create the version of dad that they need to see. Because if you get it right, they'll live how you lived, love how you loved, listen the way that you did, prioritize the things that are important, and show up in the lives of those they love just like you did. And that's the role of the modern dad. Stability, strength, passion, perseverance, pride, and above everything, love. At the Modern Fatherhood Club, we are on a mission to prepare fathers, strengthen families, and help change the future. Because every child deserves a father who is ready to lead with love, courage, and intention. If today's episode gave you something to think about, please subscribe, leave a review, or share it with another dad. One conversation can change a father. One father, well, he changes a family. If you're ready to go further, visit the Modern Fatherhood Club for free resources, the ultimate new dad toolkit, our programs, and practical support designed to help you prepare, not just react, to fatherhood. Thank you for investing in yourself, your family, and your future. Until next time, keep preparing, keep showing up, because the father you become shapes their childhood. I'll see you in the next episode.